toxic masculinity.
I call this the armies of the civilized world have been pussified. That's what I call this. All right, so what do I mean pussified? Well, Ted Cruz is a little bit more genteel in his language. He says Democrat politicians, woke media trying to turn media into pansies. He said that the Democrat politicians and the woke media are trying to turn the military into pansies. I say that this is the pussification of the American military. So I'm a little bit more crass, but I think that's okay, right? We're all okay with that. Now I can read, look, I'll read a little bit of this, but the truth is, the proof is in the videos here. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I'm going to play for you. Ted Cruz posted, it's a contrast between the Russian military's military recruiting video and the American military's military recruiting video. And the contrast is shocking. I mean, shocking. Remember the 80s, or was the 80s or 90s when we had like army videos? They essentially looked like this video you're going to see from Russia, but obviously not quite as good because, you know, Russia's using sort of contemporary cinematic techniques. Let's have a look here. Senator Cruz, in a tweet Friday, fired back on Democrats, said woke media is claiming he was attacking the United States military when he criticized the Army's latest recruitment video. I'm enjoying lefty blue check marks losing their minds over this tweet, dishonestly claiming that I'm attacking the military. No, we have the greatest military on earth, but politicians and woke media are trying to turn them into pansies. Well, that's right. I mean, a lot of the people in our military are flippin' awesome folks. I mean, tough people, you know, honorable people, patriots that are trying to fight for this country. And what are they doing? They're creating the veneer of pussification. Let's see here. He added the new Dem videos are terrible in reference to a recruitment campaign. I mean, it's the same thing as the CIA video, basically. They're just like, you know what's going to make our military stronger? 5'2" females with no muscle mass. That's who. Lesbians. You know, anybody who's not white, not male, who's woke. You know, if you have a leftist agenda, especially if you're trans, that's even better for the military. I mean, their priorities are insane. All right, I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'm just going to... Tammy Duckworth has written here, holy crap, perhaps the U.S. Senator shouldn't suggest that the Russian military is better than the American military that protected him from an insurrection that he helped foment. Tammy Duckworth never ceases to amaze me with her unbelievable stupidity. Yeah, so the U.S. military didn't really defend him against any insurrection because there wasn't one. And on the January 6th protest, during the January 6th protest, there was no military there. What the hell is she talking about? What the hell is she talking about? They were offered military protection by Trump, and they said no. Specifically, Nancy Pelosi said, no, we don't want any of that. But instead of reading this stuff, let's just watch the video, because it is... You can get a sense of what it looks like just from this photo. Look at this photo. This is what the Russian military is like. This is what we are. We are flipping robot soldiers. We are we're like cyborgs. We are amazing. And this is like, this is what we want in the American military. That's it in a nutshell. But let's go ahead and check this out.
Твоей новой жизни. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей? К черту границы, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле, главный враг — это задача выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он.
It begins in California, with a little girl raised by two moms. I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. To marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my call.
Ей новый
I mean, I'm sure she's great. I'm sure she's great. I have no problem with the girl herself or her story. But this is really what we want to be promoting as the best of the best. Join the army. Be all you can be. Be the daughter of a lesbian couple. That's supposed to make you somehow really perfect for the U.S. military. I'll tell you what, watching that Russian ad, I don't know about you guys, but I want to join the Russian army. Those guys are badasses. I love that. That looks awesome, right? I actually have a Russian rifle that my brother bought me many years ago. And it's like the cheapest rifle you can get, but they're pretty awesome, actually. Look into it. It's called a Mosin Nagant. Cheap. They manufacture like millions of them in Russia, so they're like $50. You can buy them for nothing. But they're cool because they're like from World War II. Yeah. Mine's from that era, but I think it was like never used. You know, it was like from the factory still. They were just sitting there in like warehouses out there in Russia, so they just sell them like by the truckload. It's crazy. Anyway, they're good fun to shoot. All right, so that's the difference between the Russian military marketing video to recruit Russian men into the military versus the American recruitment ad that they've produced in order to try to encourage the daughter of lesbian couples to join the military. I'm not really sure what their thought was on that. Like, this is somehow a good idea. Make a cartoon that attracts the daughters of lesbian couples. Weird. But anyway, that's what America has come down to, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we gotta fix this, guys. This is not. I don't know who's in charge of this crap, but it's weird. It's like, I feel like it's just bizarre. Well, we're gonna get into some of this other stuff later, so I won't get into it now. But yeah, it feels like the wrong people are in charge of a lot of things in this country right now. People that most Americans don't want in charge of these things. I would imagine that even most Democrat voters would look at that Army video and say, yeah, no. I'll tell you this. Even I think the most sort of like pussified beta males, the sort of like, even like woke middle-class housewives that are, taking their kids to soccer practice and then going to the grocery store and scolding people for not wearing a mask. I think even they, given the choice of who they want protecting their country and their freedom, I don't know if they'd go, oh, you know who I want? The daughter of lesbian couples. That's who I want going out and trying to kill Osama bin Laden. I think they'd probably say, no, get me some of those Russian dudes. Yeah. So I don't think there's anybody really. I mean, probably a very small number of like super crazy leftists that would even think that this kind of video was a good idea. I think the vast majority of even people who voted for Biden, I think the vast majority will look at that video and go, okay, this is ridiculous. I don't know who's making these decisions, but this is our taxpayer money, I imagine, right? It must be. I mean, I don't know exactly how that video was made or why or who made that decision, but I mean, I think we can all agree that's ridiculous. Okay, so we need to figure out how to fix this because the country's going in a really weird direction, guys. I think that there's going to be a natural correction here soon, at least with regard to Hollywood, because, as we're aware, and also corporations, because as you're all aware, you have companies like Gillette and Procter & Gamble coming out with all of this woke garbage, but they're just losing massive amounts of money. They're just, hey, buddy. Yeah, they're just hemorrhaging cash, right? Because they want to appeal to this very small minority of people who probably don't even buy their products or services. Most of these companies who are trying to appeal to the woke mob they're not making any money because the woke mob isn't buying any of their crap. You know who buys the stuff from these companies? Hard-working Americans, blue-collar Americans, Republicans. That's who. You know, not these like leftist pansies, as who was talking about this? Ted Cruz, as Ted Cruz calls them. Well done, Ted Cruz. I got to say something about Ted Cruz. I've been watching some videos on Ted Cruz. The man is brilliant. I love Ted Cruz. I think he's awesome, but I don't like his rhetorical style. He's got this. No, you're not going that way. He's got this bizarre rhetorical style, which is a little kind of sounds smug and arrogant and really unpleasant. I don't like hearing him take down leftists. I much rather there's some people I love hearing take down leftists, and then there's Ted Cruz. And granted, I'd much rather hear him take down leftists than not, obviously. But his rhetorical style, I think, is a little irritating. Hopefully this doesn't get to him because I love Ted Cruz. So don't let this get to him. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a personal thing with me. I don't know. Maybe I blocked out in my mind some bully from school that had that same rhetorical style. I don't know. I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't like how he speaks. It's weird. It's one of those weird things. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a little bit silliness. That's it for this story. Let's move on, shall we? All right, story number two. Now, this one is a lot more serious than a silly army video. This one's pretty bad. Okay. Hunter Biden used Air Force One and Air Force Two at least 23 times. All right, you remember that there was some criticism of Hunter Biden flying on Air Force Two with his father Joe Biden to go to China, right? This is obviously part of the reason why people thought there was some kind of conflict of interest there. But I mean, obviously, it's far, far worse than a conflict of interest. We're talking about, most likely. Well, okay, okay. The reason I'm saying most likely is because I'm on YouTube and I don't want them to go, "Oh, this is disinformation," right? Like they did about, COVID being, having been released from the Wuhan lab. Oh, it's disinformation. We got to delete this video. Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.